back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's budget video, we're doing things a little bit different than usual because I'm actually not going to write out a budget this week. I've already kind of written in our actual amounts where I could for last week's budget, and I've actually already written in some things for this week's budget. I guess the long and short of it is that I'm not really budgeting for the rest of 2022. If you watched my video last week where I kind of confessed to you guys that I royally screwed our budget and vastly overspent and was probably going to go into 2022 with significantly more debt, I was really vulnerable in that video. I told you guys that I had just screwed up, and I also mentioned in that video that I was going to try to just get back on track this week. And in a way I did. I definitely reeled in the spending. We didn't overspend in any budget category. We stuck pretty much to our budget, but I didn't write in my expenses like on my expense tracker here. I just sort of spent as little as possible on groceries and gas and that sort of thing. I paid our bills, and anything that was kind of left over, I just left in the bank. And I'm going to be doing the same thing this week. I wrote in the bills that I need to pay. I pulled out cash for my husband and for Austin, as well as for the high-low temperature savings challenge, which is a savings challenge I created. It's here somewhere. Right here. The temperature was 36 degrees, so I pulled out $36 in cash to set aside for this. I want to finish this high-low temperature savings challenge more than anything, just because I committed to my friend Marlene that we were going to do this together. She's also participating in the high-low temperature savings challenge. I'm going to link her channel down below so you can check her out. She's doing amazing with her budget in December, way better than me. So definitely check her out for inspiration, because I'm not inspiring anybody this week other than the fact that I'm still here, I'm still keeping on, I'm still doing my best despite the fact that I've blown my budget. It would have been very easy just to say screw it and just continued to blow the budget until January with a fresh start, but I hit the brakes. I stopped the extra spending. I just didn't track it. Everything right now is going on a credit card. All of my spending is going on a credit card. At the end of the month, I'm going to take whatever I have in the bank and I'm going to pay as much as I can to that card, and whatever's left on that card will be the very first debt that we tackle in 2022. We're going to start 2022 with more debt than we started December. Between the massive overspending I've done in December and the new furniture we bought, we have taken ourselves back quite a few steps with our debt-free journey. But, you know, sitting down and really analyzing my goals and whatnot for 2022, I've been doing that quite a bit this past week. I realized that as awesome as it would be to have all of our credit cards paid off and to be debt-free, that's not really super important to me. I've said before that I'm not anti-credit card. I'm not against using a credit card when it makes sense, especially if I can do it with a zero interest and that sort of thing. My goal is to not be drowning in minimum payments and credit card debt. So even though we are starting 22 with more debt and it's not ideal, I'm honestly not too shaken up about it. I want to get the excess on our city card, which is the card that we use for everything, paid off, because I don't like carrying a balance on that particular card, and I definitely want to tackle the balances on my cards and get them paid down as much as possible. Like going and buying that furniture and taking a loan out for that furniture, it doesn't really bother me that we did that. in a perfect world, I would save the cash. I would go and buy the furniture once I have the cash, but we got a 0 interest loan on that, you know. We're going to be able to make payments every month and get it paid off. It's not going to break the bank in terms of that payment every month. So that I don't really mind. What I mind is like the major overspending that happened in December. So that is going to be the first thing that I tackle. We're going to talk all about my starting debt for 2022 in a separate video. I'm going to kind of sit down and break down what we've got left to tackle, what our priorities are in the new year. This video is mostly just me chit-chatting with you guys, letting you know what's going on for the rest of December. So what's going on is we're paying our bills. I'm going to make sure that my husband continues to get his cash every week and that Austin continues to get his cash every week. They're not going to be punished because I screwed up the budget. You know what I mean? We're going to pay the bills at the end of the month, whatever we have left in the bank. I'm going to set some of that money aside for sinking funds for 2022 to start out 2022, because if I'm just going to pull arbitrary numbers here. These are not accurate numbers. If, for example, we have $10,000 on a credit card that we need to pay and we only have $6,000 in the bank, and I pay that full $6,000 to that card, then we'll start out 2022 with the $4,000 in debt that we need to tackle, but also we'll start out with nothing to put into sinking funds, so our sinking funds will be behind. And I don't want to start 2022 off being behind with our sinking funds, because I feel like that's just going to inspire me to swipe my card if something comes up that we need sinking funds for and we don't have sinking funds for them. So I would rather take that $6,000 we have in the bank, pull off $1,000 to put towards sinking funds, and pay the $5,000 to that card instead. So then we'll start out with more debt, but we'll also start out January with a really solid foundation to prevent us from scrambling and struggling and having to swipe the card anyway. So it's like, you know, 6 and half a dozen. It really doesn't matter how I do it, but I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to still fund all of my sinking funds and make sure that I start out January with, you know, solid sinking funds in place. Even if it means carrying more debt into 2022, I think that's what I've decided to do. So, this video I don't think helped anyone, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what my plan was. I also just wanted to let you know that you will likely not see a budget video from me next week in terms of like a weekly check-in and whatnot. Next week is going to be all about getting set up for January. It's going to be lots of like end of the year / beginning of the new year videos, so there's just not room in my schedule for a weekly check-in. So that's kind of the reason why I decided to just do this way and let you guys know what the plan is for the rest of December, because there's just not going to be time for me to sit down and write out an actual budget. I'll still write out a budget to the best of my ability given the circumstances of December, but I won't film it or post it. So the next budget video you guys see from me will be my January 2022 budget setup, which I'm really excited about. I haven't decided whether I'm going to have my first week of January's budget be this last paycheck my husband receives in December, because that would include the first then of the month, or if I'm going to wait until, let's see, what's the first paycheck in January? The first paycheck in January is the 4th. So I haven't really decided yet what is going to be my starting date for January. My husband is on vacation this whole last week of December, so it's really going to be a matter of when I can sit down and film and what's going to happen. You guys will, of course, see that once I figure it out, but that'll be the next video you see is my January budget setup. Or at least that'll be the next budget video you will see. There's still lots of other videos coming on my channel. So, that's it, you guys. I don't know if this video was helpful at all, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update, let you know what's going on, and let you know that I'll be back soon with January. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love to have you come back, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!